In this video, I want to leave you with a practical, delicious soup recipe. That's right, a soup that will lower your blood sugar levels and satisfy your hunger. Stay with me until the end of this video, and we'll talk a little about late-night meals for diabetics, pre-diabetics, and for you who want to lose weight. I'm Patrick Rocha. I'm the founder of Tutor Rocha, which is the largest education and health portal here on the internet. Welcome to my channel. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and also activate the bell, as there are videos here almost daily. I'm also there on Facebook and also on Instagram. I'm going to leave this recipe here on video description. Now look how interesting. Soups for mainly diabetics and pre-diabetics, right? For those who want to lose weight too. The big problem, the big villain, is called carbohydrates at night. Carbohydrates are a problem not only at night, in the morning, in the afternoon, but at night, we can say that it is the worst possible time to ingest carbohydrates. And what are carbohydrates? What are the worst carbs to eat at night? They are wheat. It is the worst of them. That is, if you eat pasta at night, or any type of bread at night, it is the worst possible scenario, because there is a lot of sugar in this type of carbohydrate called amylopectin B that will cause your tremor. If your blood sugar levels rise too high, you will be forced to take high doses of medication, regardless of whether you are type 1 diabetic or type 2 diabetic. Diabetes is a nutritional disease, but look how interesting. If you eat wheat, if you eat rice at night, corn at night, tapioca at night, all of that, sweets too. Of course, sweets are not even mentioned because everyone knows sweets. The big problem is the salty sugars. The people don't know that there is so much sugar there. They don't have that idea. So at night, when we talk about evening meals, especially for those who are diabetic, is the same valid for those who want to lose weight. Because after all, diabetes and obesity go together. It is no wonder that there is a term called diabetes. 95% of type 2 diabetics are also obese or overweight. Because insulin resistance causes obesity, causes type 2 diabetes, causes high blood pressure, and also causes high triglycerides, which increase the chances of you having heart attack problems, having problems with stroke, or having complications from diabetes, of which there are many, are terrible. But the good news is it can be avoided. So look, I'm going to talk here about soups that are healthy. So what shouldn't soup have at night? The evening soup, it shouldn't have rice, it shouldn't have pasta, it shouldn't have a lot of tubers. Let it eat a little bit of tubers during the day and take a glucometer test to find out to what extent it impacts your blood glucose. I often say that the glucometer is the diabetic's compass. So think about it. At night, you have to avoid all these types of carbohydrates. And what are safe carbohydrates for the night? These are vegetables. Vegetables are carbohydrates for those who don't know. So cauliflower, cabbage, tomatoes, zucchini, which is included in this recipe here, peppers, all of this is fine. It won't alter your blood sugar. We want low blood sugar, so you can take as little medication as possible with your doctor. I always say this. It is very important that you have the support of your doctor, and he is the one who should change your medication. I am here to give you guidance like health educator. Have me as your road partner, as your teacher, as your health educator. So you will have to avoid everything, which is what I said. Cereals in general, corn, wheat, pasta, and some tubers, like potatoes, are very dangerous at night. You also have to avoid sweet potatoes. Be careful with yams at night too. I'm not prohibiting it. I just want to tell you that it's the worst time for you to eat carbohydrates. If you have insulin resistance and are still controlling your diabetes, avoid it at night, because otherwise you will stay in that cycle, eat a lot of carbohydrates, take a lot of medication. This is not good. You will have medication side effects and you will not be able to control it. Diabetes, you are just going to medicate, force your body, regardless of the type of anti-oral hypoglycemia or even insulin. If you are a type 1 or type 2 diabetic who takes insulin, regardless of the type of medication, what are you going to do? It is forcing your body to put glucose into the cell or eliminate it through the kidney or block its production by the liver with its respective side effects, regardless of the medication class, regardless of the type of medicine you use. So my friend, let's learn how to use the right foods. What can you eat in this soup? I'll talk about it here. The ingredients will be here in the description. But we'll talk a little about each one here so you can understand better. Look, you can use homemade sausage preferably, or pepperoni, half a kilo that I put here in the recipe, and ground muscle. It can be ground duck too, or any meat you want ground. You can take half a kilo of each. You want a large portion for 8 people. Half of that portion serves 4 people. So you can make up to a quarter of that portion for 1 or 2 people, okay? Take this measurement there. The good thing about soup is that you can keep it for another day. You know, it's always delicious, you can store it, and it's always a good and practical option. I particularly like soups. And here there are also 5 tomatoes in this recipe, which is a larger recipe. Tomato is a safe carbohydrate for diabetics. And these meats that I mentioned here, both sausage and pepperoni, preferably what is artisanal, industrial, is that story. You can use bacon too, see? Industrial ends up not being as healthy as artisanal, but it is a practical option. So, you will have high biological value protein that will help you build lean mass, which will also make you feel full at night. Okay? Another tip, if you're going to eat your soup, drink it at least 2 hours before bed, ideally 3. Don't take much before bed, no? Don't go to sleep with a very full stomach. Meat is a protein with high biological value. Can this be replaced with chicken? Of course you can. No problem, it's another option. Chicken is another option here in place of beef. Chicken breast, drumsticks, it's about thighs. The tomato, excellent food. Vegetable, first-class carbohydrate, very good. And here it is optional. If you have mokoto broth, caldinho de mokoto, it is bone broth. I'm going to teach you how to make bone broth. I'm going to make a recipe for it, which is very good if you use those bones. Make broth and leave it frozen. At this point, it's enough to thicken the broth, but this is optional. The chopped zucchini, half a kilo of chopped zucchini here. Zucchini is a fibrous carbohydrate, delicious, practical, rich in fiber, rich in vitamins, nutrients, minerals. Peppers can be green or red. It is another safe, healthy, smart type of carbohydrate for diabetics. Onion. The seasoning here, use whole salt instead of this salt, which is refined salt, okay? It's much better. It's much safer. Add some pepper to taste if you like pepper. And the preparation is all here, below, step by step. Simple recipes to make. You can make half the portion I suggested if it's for 4 people. If it's for 8 people, if you want to leave it for another day and have a little left over, you can make the entire recipe. Okay? Here's this tip. I'll stay here. Big hug and see you in our next video, huh? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And, oh, another important point. Put this link here in the WhatsApp family groups, in the Facebook groups, because this way you help me in my life mission, which is to spread health. Agreed then? So until next time, bye-bye.